Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to a new video in this channel. If it is your first time here, my name is Elizabeth Mateka and thank you so much for clicking on this video, and I hope that you're gonna love it here and join our beautiful family by clicking that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that when I upload a video next time you can get a notification. And if you are a returning subscriber, I love you. Thank you so much for coming back, and thank you so much for choosing to be part of this beautiful family. So today's video, guys, it's a sit down video, as you can see. And before I continue with my video or what I'm about to share with you guys, I just want to say to all of you that happy and blessed Heritage Day to you guys, to you my lovies, and I hope that you are having a blessed Heritage Day with your loved ones. And yeah guys, so today's video, guys, like I said, it's a sit down video. It's just a chit chat, you know. It's not something that is really serious. I'm just doing this video so that I can find out if I'm the only one who's experiencing this as a young wife, or maybe there's a lot of us who are experiencing this. But without wasting any time, guys, let's just get right into today's business. So if you've been in this channel, guys, you know, for the longest time, you know, guys, that the type of content that I push in this, you know, red app. But if you are new here, the type of content that I do is, you know, based on marriage, you know, being a young wife, you know, faith related, you know, content, and also growth. And when I started this YouTube channel, I feel like I was all over the place. I didn't know the type of content that I want to deliver for you guys, or I want to upload for you guys on this app. So, you know, as time, you know, went by, I decided that, you know what, let me just narrow everything and, you know, decide, you know, on the 3 pillars of my content. So I decided that, you know what, the pillars of my content will be marriage, faith, and growth. Even though some of the things, you know, are still, you know, to come, you know, concerning growth, personal growth to be specific. And I just want to share, you know, and also record, you know, have a record of my growth as an individual. So that's why I've decided to include, you know, growth as one of the pillars of my content. You know, I want you guys to see me grow and to also motivate you, and just to say that, you know what, whatever that we want to, you know, achieve in this life, we can do it. I mean, starting from I think I started my business in July, and my business is doing, you know, okay, you know, but I am still, you know, fighting so that my business can grow. So there are a lot of things that I really want to grow, you know, areas that I want to see growth in concerning my life and all that. So I also want to share that journey with you guys, you know. So today's topic, or today's, you know, sit down video, revolves around marriage, but it's not like whatever that I'm gonna share with you guys in this video, it's something that, you know, is limited to people that are married only. But you might be listening to me right now, maybe one day you want to see yourself, you know, being someone else's wife. So you are also welcome to listen and to also engage with me on the comment section, so that we can help one another, we can build, you know, and encourage one another, even on this red app. Or maybe you are listening to me right now, you are a wife, and you, when you got married, you were still young. You know, I just want to find out if, you know, what I'm about to share with you, how did you deal with that as, you know, that young wife, so that we can help even those who are, you know, going to be wives one day and all that. Because I wrote a status on my Facebook page, I think 2 days ago, whereby I said that there's too much noise, you know, in this world. The noise that I was referring to is advices and doctrines. And I continue to say that sometimes it is important as an individual to isolate yourself, spend time with your Creator, spend time with God, and find out what is it that God has planned concerning your finances, concerning your marriage, concerning your career, concerning all areas of your life. Because if you entertain this too much noise, you know, advices and doctrines, you know, and beliefs, you know, all the systems that, you know, people use, you will sometimes sometimes you'll be confused because you listen to so many voices, you are entertaining this too much noise, and you end up not being aligned with what God has planned, for you, and now when I was thinking about, this topic that I'm about to share with you guys, I also thought about that, status that I posted on my Facebook page. And I said that, had I entertained that too much noise, in the past or before I got married, maybe I wouldn't be where I am today. Because, I still meet people, few individuals, that will ask you, questions, and or will make statements that will make you to even doubt the decision that you have made or the decisions that you're about to make concerning your life. Because if you entertain those statements, if you entertain those questions a lot, you will end up being confused, and you'll end up thinking that, oh, maybe I made a wrong decision. So to be specific, the statements that I'm gonna mention, or that I'm gonna highlight in my conversation, are statements and questions that, some of them I've been asked, these questions by people that I just met randomly, maybe at the shops or at the mall. Some of the statements that I'm gonna say are statements that were made by people that were really close to me, and coming to think about everything now, sometimes I laugh, sometimes I ask myself a lot of questions, and sometimes I tend to ask myself, am I the only one who's experiencing this? Because just to build, a background or a foundation of my, video, for those who are new here as well, so that you guys can know where I come from and where I'm going with my conversation. When I met my husband, when I was 18 years old, right? We started dating after I completed my matric, and that was around May, right? And we started dating. I was 18 at that time, and on the 5th year of our relationship, that's when my husband sent the elders to my home so that they can go and negotiate, lobola price. So yeah, lobola, for me. And in Setswana, you can send the uncles or the elders to go and negotiate on your behalf, and you can send them with a certain amount of money so that they can give that amount of money to the parents of the lady or your girlfriend, let me just put it that way, that you want to marry. And you can just do that to show the parents that you are really serious about marrying their daughter. So that's what my husband did. He sent the elders, they negotiated, and after then he gave my parents something to show them that a certain amount of money, just to show them that I am serious about marrying your daughter. And the following year, that's when my husband paid the remaining amount, and because he knew the the amount of lobola at the time, so he paid the remaining amount, and we went to Home Affairs and signed. We wanted to have a mini celebration. I think I shared this, guys, before in my YouTube channel. We wanted to have our traditional wedding celebration, but then because of COVID and all that, obviously it was just gonna be a small celebration. But then because of COVID, we couldn't continue, and we had to pause our plans. And then we just decided that let's just wait and plan our things properly, so that we can have a proper and big wedding that we both want. So basically, my husband, when we signed at Home Affairs, I was 23 years old, right? And I'm this one person, guys, if you meet me, it's either at the shop or at the mall, when you have a conversation with me, I'm just I'm a friendly person. I'm just like that. And sometimes when you have a conversation with me, even if you are a stranger, or we just it happens that we have a conversation at the shop or somewhere, or at the mall or wherever, even if it's the first time I see you, I will just, open up and just, have a conversation with you as if we've known each other forever. And, there are people that, are not afraid of asking questions. So sometimes we'll just have a random normal conversation, and that conversation will give birth to another topic, and so on and so on and so on. And sometimes, some topics, you end up giving, you end up sharing your personal experience, and that there's few individuals that I've met before, and the questions that they ask me sometimes they make me laugh, or sometimes after having those conversations with those people, I end up asking myself, questions after that conversation, but I've met, people that sometimes will say, maybe when they look at my body, I don't know, maybe my body is very deceiving to them, and the fact that I'm wearing a ring, some people think that I'm 30 something years old and all that, and when I tell them my age, they become surprised and say, but you are married, you are this age and you are married. And I'll say, yes, I'm married. And sometimes they will ask me, how long have you been married to your husband? And I will tell them that we've been married for so and so years, you understand? And guys, the things that I hear sometimes from people, some people will even ask me, when your husband paid lobola for you, were you ready for marriage? And I tend to ask myself, is there any specific or certain age that one needs to, or a specific age whereby we can say that this person is ready for marriage? Because sometimes I tend to, try to understand the point where they come from with their conversation or their question, because some people believe that, when I share my story with them, when I tell them that, I met my husband after, completing my matric, and I've been with him, since that time, and even today I'm still with him. And people will be like, but when you didn't play enough. And like, my question is, guys, honey, before you commit yourself in marriage, you should play. I didn't know, that you should have fun, because when I ask them, or what do you mean by that, they will say, no, you need to have fun, you need to date and experience, some things, you need to be head first before you can be ready for marriage, because if you don't go through that stage, you're gonna be a problem in your marriage. And there's this person that I used to be close to. He even said to me that, you see, if your boyfriend, my husband was my boyfriend at the time, if your boyfriend marries you, you're gonna be a problem in your marriage. And I asked, how? And he said that, the fact that you didn't have fun, you didn't play enough, you're gonna cheat at some point in your marriage, because you will want to experience, other people and all that. That's how he, said, his statement. And then I said, but that's not what I want for myself. I've always made this, this prayer to God that, God, I want my first boyfriend to be my husband. I've always wanted, like that for myself. Even though, okay, like if you guys are new in this channel, if you are interested in the story time, I did a story time whereby I shared my relationship that lasted for 3 weeks. I don't want to share that story again on this video, because I'll be repeating what I've shared before. But I did a story time whereby I shared about my relationship that's lasted for 3 weeks, but then, like, I don't consider that as my relationship, because, guys, it doesn't make sense to me. So if you're interested in that story, you can just go and listen to that story. So I was just in a relationship with this guy, and then just because I didn't want to sleep with him, then he decided to, break up with me. And I could see that this person just want to use me. And so I decided that, no, as long as we are not married, we are not gonna sleep together. So he decided to, dump me, and then I was okay with it, because it's not like I really loved him, and that much, so that I can just cry. And no, I didn't, do that. So that's when I met my husband. And this guy was saying, if you do not, if you, this person is going to marry you, you are going to be a problem in your marriage. And I know some people, guys, we should understand, this thing, that if you experience something, it doesn't mean that that thing's gonna happen to me. And what is, happening in my life, or what is working for me, or what I want for myself, it doesn't mean that if it works for me, it's gonna work for you. So people like to, I don't know how to say it, but people like to make their experiences to be like, maybe whatever that they have experienced is gonna happen to everyone, but that is not the truth. And sometimes when I think about, all these noises, advices, statements, and all that, I tend to ask myself, should I have listened to those people? Maybe I wouldn't be where I am right now, because we live in a world whereby, if you don't live, or we live in, the times whereby if you don't do things that other people are doing, it's like you have taken a wrong path, and it the society, the people makes it look like what you are doing is not gonna work out. And if you listen to those statements, those, too much noise, you will end up being confused, and you will end up doubting yourself. You will even doubt the decisions that you made concerning your life, and you will end up doubting even, the life that you are living. And you will start to think that, am I doing things in the right way or not? Because there's too much noise, in this world. And that's why I was saying that, I meet a lot of people that will ask me that, but your husband, you signed when you were 23 years old, and were you ready for marriage? And I get this question a lot. Some people even ask me, did they force you to get married? And I'll be like, who can force me to get married, guys? I got married, I married my husband, or I'm in this marriage with my husband because I want to be in this marriage, not because someone forced me or someone wanted this for me. I wanted this for myself, and the life that I'm living right now, I'm not regretting, guys, the decisions that I've made, because I'm one person that, I strongly believe in Jesus Christ, and any step that I take concerning my life, I inquire with Jesus Christ first. I don't just wake up and make a decision. If something I feel like, what, I still need, that, confirmation from God if I'm making the right move or the right decision, I will pray. If I have to fast about it, I will pray and fast about it. And that's what my husband and I did. Before we got married, we didn't just decide that we are getting married. We prayed about it, and then God, directed us. God, led us, and even in this marriage, we're still allowing Jesus Christ to be the leader of our marriage. Maybe you have experienced that in your life, whereby, people said things that, at some point you were even confused. At some point you were even, asking yourself, did I make the right decision by getting married at this, young age? And if you have experienced that, how did you deal with that? How did you deal with it? Because like I said when in the beginning of this video, we live in a world that has too much noise. And if sometimes you don't inquire from Jesus Christ, or you don't inquire from God and ask God if you are on the right direction, or you are on the right path concerning your life, concerning all the areas of your life, you will end up doing mistakes and doing wrong decisions. So with everything that I've said, I'm not saying that what worked for me or what I wanted for myself is something that all of us will want for ourselves. But what I'm trying to say, the point that I'm trying to stress here, is that if you want to do something and you have peace within you, and you are sure that that's what God wants for you, go for it. It might be concerning, you know, business. It might be concerning your career. It might be concerning marriage. If you want to get married at, you know, the age of 2019, it's okay. If you know that what you are doing, you know what you are doing, go for it. Because I also know people that, you know, got married, you know, at the age of 18, 20, 21, 22, and they're still doing so well in their marriages. So I'm just trying to say this, that you might be listening to me right now, and you know what you want for yourself. You know the type of, you know, marriage that you want for yourself, the kind of husband that you want for yourself, you know, the career, anything, guys, that you can think of. You are sure you know what you want. I'm just here to say that stop listening to this too much noise in the world, because you'll end up being confused yourself. Rather, if you feel like now you are being confused, go and inquire with God and ask God if you are making the right decision. Engage with me on the comment section. Let us just have this chit chat. Young wives, are you also experiencing this, or what? Have you ever doubted the decision that you have made, you know, by getting married at a very young age because of the too much noise in this, you know, world? How did you deal with it? Because for me, I just do, you know, what makes me happy, guys. As long as God approves, as long as it is aligned with the word of God, I go for it. As long as God approves it, I go, you know, for it. So how did you deal with this type of a situation as a young wife? You might be old now. Share your experience with us so that we can help one another. So let me not waste time, guys. Let me just end this video here, and I hope that, you know, you enjoyed this mini chit chat. And for now, guys, bye. I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye.